हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू आवर चैनल फुटबॉल फैंटेसी। और एक और वॉच अलोंग के बाद हम आ गए यहाँ पे। लेट नाइट किक ऑफ है, तो यार थोड़े जागने का ऊर्जा रहती है, क्योंकि हमारी टीम को सपोर्ट जो करना है, और स्पेशली इतनी बढ़िया जो हमारी टीम खेल रही है, तो ऑफ कोर्स ये तो बनता है जागना। वी हैव stayed awake late and watched games when we were losing, during डेविड मॉयस का टाइम पे, फिर सोल्शायर के टाइम पे लास्ट ईयर। तो फिर भी हम जग के देखते थे, तो अभी तो देखना जरूर बनता है। मेरे साथ ज्वाइन किए प्रशांत। प्रशांत, कैसा है मेरा भाई?
हाय गाइस, हाय दिव्या। बस ठीक हूँ, आप बताओ कैसा है सब। एंड हाउ आर आवर व्यूअर्स
एकदम
डूइंग एज वेल। आई होप
एकदम
दे आर ऑल
फैंटास्टिक
गुड।
भाई, एकदम। एकदम फैंटास्टिक भाई,
आज
सुपर
मैंने कुछ
सुपर।
न, आज मैंने कुछ काफी नया ट्राई किया है। ये ठंडी के मौसम में हम समर के क्लोज मैंने ट्राई किए हैं। लेट्स सी हाउ।
But yes, really good. यार, 15 मिनट्स टू गो। लाइनअप के एक बार तो ब्रश कर लेता हूँ मैं। यूनाइटेड का
या
बैक फोर इज शॉ, मार्टिनेज, वरान एंड वान बिसाका. David is the goalkeeper, so Martinez is back in, is fit and is good to start. And Shaw moves to the left back position. He's been, doesn't matter where he plays, center back, left back, he's been fantastic. Luke Shaw. We've got Casemiro and Ericsson along with Fernandez in the middle of the park. We've got Anthony back in the squad, Rashford on the left hand side, and making his debut today is the number nine, Wout Weghorst, replacing Anthony Martial. So Manchester United have got a proper number nine who will be in the box using his height to score goals. So a good sight. But yes, a couple of things to be worrying about is Casemiro's yellow cards. He needs to make sure doesn't pick a yellow card. If he picks a yellow card today, he'll not be playing the match against Arsenal. So he needs to be very
yeah.
careful, as Eric Tanak said. He's an experienced player, so he knows he knows about how to avoid yellow cards, and that's what we're hoping for. Prashant, your thoughts on the lineup?
Yeah, well, the lineup is pretty good. Obviously, we can see that Ten Hag has not taken Crystal Palace lightly by any chance. He wants to continue the winning streak, and
Hmm.
this is an away match against Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace, and uh, they are not exactly the easiest opponent. They have the capacity to surprise people. I mean, all opponents in the Premier League are like that, but Crystal Palace, obviously, they have remained in the Premier League for a lot longer compared to the others. So you know that you are up against a good side.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Correct.
yeah. So good lineup. Good to see that it's in full strength that he has gone out with, and obviously we can look forward to how Wout Weghorst does on his debut.
Yeah,
And this is again a Ten Hag signing, so it is very. I mean, it is something we will be. We can look forward to seeing how this signing works as well, because as I said, it's a Ten Hag signing. So yeah, people will be watching.
yeah, true, very true. And you know, there's lots to talk about today. Over the course of the last 2, 3 periods, the development of the ownership, and then new signings, and so much we've got to talk about today, and the Arsenal game as well, upcoming. And आज का तो स्ट्रीम बहुत मजा आने वाला है भाई, क्योंकि बहुत कुछ बात करने के लिए आज मसाला बहुत है, तो yes, and of course the game is there. What I liked about Eric Ten Hag's today's interview, where he said that of course Casemiro is on a yellow card and he's an experienced player, but you need to win the games. Games जीतना बहुत
Yeah.
जरूरी है, and today's game is not taken. तू सही बोला, जैसे कि एरिक टेन हाग ने लाइटली नहीं लिया है ये गेम को, एंड ही
Mm.
वांट्स टू मेक श्योर दैट गेट्स ऑल 3 पॉइंट्स। तो या सही है। कैसेमिरो इज इम्पोर्टेंट, बट राइट नाउ टू ऐसा नहीं कि उसको ड्रॉप करके उसको बेंच पे बिठा के हम यहाँ पे 3 पॉइंट्स लूज कर दे, देन को मतलब नहीं बनता फिर सैटरडे को आर्सेनल के सामने जाके। ये सारी टीम्स को हमें
हाँ.
को हराना है, तो every all these teams we have to come out strong with 3 points. That's very important. Or Palace को, if you remember the last time around, we lost that game, at Selhurst Park. I think it was the last game of the season. Eric Ten Hag was in the stands watching that game. So वो गेम
Yeah,
हम हार
Ralph
गए थे
Rangnick.
अंडर राल्फ रैनिक के
Ralph
अंडर।
Rangnick
करेक्ट, करेक्ट।
can just say, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Right.
So not to be taken lightly, and they've got some fantastic players in them. So yes, it's all about doing the job and making sure that we get all the 3 points. एक घंटे में गेम क्लोज कर दो and then you can rotate the players, important players को bench करो और rest दो and then bring on fresh legs. So that's what this game will be all about. But Palace won't make it easier for United. Their recent streak is not all that good. In the last 5 games, they've only won one and lost 4 games. So they themselves are struggling. But yes, like I said, with the current run of forms, you still cannot ignore the Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. So to keep your feet on the ground and keep playing the way you're playing.
Yeah,
Palace के
exactly.
side, any special people? I mean, I don't watch Palace all that frequently. कभी-कभी देख लेता हूँ. I like that we have winger on the right hand side, Olise, and of course we all know about Zaha, how good he is. डेकोर ये भी पता है decent player है and we got the center back जो उनका कैप्टन है गुई I think he's very young मतलब कुछ 21 साल का ही है and he's been
Mm.
linked to a lot of top clubs so any any players to watch out in Crystal Palace squad Prashant.
Well, I myself don't watch Crystal Palace all that frequently, but I did happen to watch their last match, which was against Chelsea, and I
Mm-hmm.
did see the the highlights of that particular match. So, and I in fact did see the last few minutes of the match as well, as I just recollected. So, I saw like about 15 to 20 minutes of the final of the second half,
Mm-hmm.
and well, even although they lost the game, they looked pretty good. I mean, they did try. They really did in those fine moments. They really pushed Chelsea, and they really pushed for that equalizer. Chelsea did manage to hang on and not concede that goal, but they
Mm-hmm.
were very close. Yes, and it was a London derby as well, so there was a bit more of a passion there between the two sides. But then. Uh, Crystal Palace, although they lost that match, they were in control at times in that particular game. That is what I remember seeing. Like right till the end, they were trying to create chances, and Chelsea were on the back foot. It was actually, what they did to Chelsea was actually very similar to, the United and Oli and Ralph Rangnick used, how it used to be like, or even
Mm-hmm.
Jose. That
Mm-hmm.
they have
Counter-attacking football.
scored a goal. Yeah, they have scored the goal, but now they are just on the back foot. They are just trying to scrape out the result here. So that is the kind of match that happened to be. So United, of course, need to be careful and just need to play to their strength, and hopefully we can grind out a good result here. Not just scrape through, but probably maybe even go through convincingly because Palace themselves have, as you mentioned, they don't have a good streak coming into this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
true, very true. And yes, another 7 minutes to go before the game begins. Prashant is feeling very cold. ठंडी लग रही है Prashant.
Uh,
Not a good idea to wear, sleeveless
yeah, yeah. I was actually just wearing my night dress and yeah, wait. So that's why I just worn a sleeveless. But वही आज थोड़ा ज्यादा आराम करने का मूड था.
Hmm.
मतलब आराम से मैच
So,
देखने का मूड है था. हाँ. So uh, yeah. So coming back to the match here. Uh,
hmm.
what is your prediction for the match, Divya, if you have to give any prediction looking at the lineup? What do you
I
think?
think
Uh,
mhm. I
what do
think
you think?
1-0 is what I am looking forward to. Although I would hope United to score 2 or 3 goals, but at this point in time, I think 1-0 looks to be more logical because we're not playing at Old Trafford, we're playing at Selhurst Park. If we play a top game and, I think the advantage that we have is what WEGHORST. We have a number
Mhm.
nine finally who can score goals. More importantly,
Yes.
make those runs, get in the boxes, always be there inside the box. So we've got that kind of a player. So maybe a 2-0, but I think Crystal Palace, show that the fighting colors, the way they approach every game. And like you just described the game against Chelsea, if Crystal Palace were to play that kind of game, then it's always going to be 1-0. But yeah, again, the quality that we have, so I think anything can happen. So for now, let's keep it 1-0. Your thoughts, Prashant? What do you think? The score line?
I think maybe we can go with something like a 2-0 here because we are coming off such a high with regards to our confidence,
Mhm.
right? I think the team must be on a real high. Uh, they should, and again now because United is now a side which is beating the team that they are expected to beat. So uh, Crystal Palace would be one of those sides that we are expected to beat. So I
Mhm.
think they should, you know, go through this one with some comfort.
Okay.
Ideally, okay, like if they do play as well as we know they can, then I
Mhm.
think they'll at least get through this by 2 goals to nil. That would be my prediction. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I can see all our players warming up now. Casemiro, Anthony, De Gea, Ericsson, they're warming up, and so are the Crystal Palace players. Um, so, yeah, looking forward to the kickoff. Uh, and again, as I said, everyone will be having, there will be a special watch for Wout Weghorst to see how he would be doing. And apparently, you did say that you have seen a bit of him, like playing for the
Yeah.
Netherlands and Burnley earlier. What do you think? How do you think he will fit into the Ten Hag system? Now, of course, the pressing and everything is something we have discussed, but what do you think he adds as a striker? Like pressing is anyway a part of Ten Hag system, right? But as a
Yeah.
striker,
And
do you think he is going to be productive, or do you think he is going to be more of a player who becomes a false nine and then maybe sets up chances for others?
no, I think he'll be more of a number nine, natural striker. But yes, you can expect a lot of pressing from him, like I've said in my earlier videos as well. He's a pressing monster, but also a very good goal scorer. Uses his height very well. He's typically that kind of a forward, one you put in the last 20, 30 minutes where you need a goal. Your defenders and midfielders will try to put the ball in the boxes, and you want someone to connect with the head or score from a very difficult angle. So he's that guy, and all and as we saw in the World Cup, Argentina versus the Netherlands, he scored those two goals coming from the bench. How effective he was. So he's that kind of a striker. Now again, playing in Eric Ten Hag's system may improve him overall. The way his stint at Burnley was not all that popular. He just had one good game, and that was against United, where he made a mockery out of McTominay and Harry Maguire. So that was his best moment in Burnley colours. But then, yeah, his overall is I mean, Eric Ten Hag knows him for a very, very long time. He knows him since the last 10 years. So I'm sure he must have thought a lot before getting about Weghorst. What I'm expecting him, yes, he will do what Anthony Marshall does, but he will also score goals. He will. We are missing that kind of a player who not only presses and is good off the ball, but someone who can be inside the box. Someone like a right man at the right place. We are missing that kind of a striker. So he will add that flavor to our lineup, and yeah, so that's what he will bring. And I think is going to be a very important game for him because, like I said, it's not a easy place to play football, and
Yeah,
at times you will need those kind of goals, Burnley type of goals to get through. So
yeah.
yeah, will play a very important role.
Okay. Yeah, so the lineups are again being mentioned on the screen here. And yes, as I've been saying, Wout Weghorst have, even in the, in that presentation, Wout Weghorst have been, highlighted specifically. So, yeah, let's see how he does. It's just that, uh, the player himself might not be that famous and well known, but we know Ten Hag, right? Like Sebastian Aller is a very good example, and I keep referring to that. So if
Yeah,
he can get the best out of him. Why not Weghorst?
correct. Yeah. Haller was a flop at West Ham. He struggled badly at West Ham, and then
Yeah,
he scored. Was I think he was a top scorer in the Champions League last season, if I'm not wrong.
he was not a no, not the last season, but I do remember that like the one season where he was with Ajax, that's when he was a top scorer. Yes, he was in fact, and of course the other feat which he did achieve is to score 4 goals in a Champions League game. Not many people have done that.
Yeah, absolutely. You're correct.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'll just wear. Give me a minute. I'll just wear a t-shirt
Yeah,
and come back.
yeah, yeah. Take your time, Prashant. The game is about to begin. Don Prashant will soon be back. I'll just remove this. And the game has begun. And United with Licha Martinez this time. We're playing a centre back. Luke Shaw moves us to his traditional position, the left back position. So he's been fantastic, both as left back and as centre back. And today he gets an opportunity to play as a left back, go forward and put in the crosses in the box. As Varane, who's been United's best centre back this season, to Van Bissaka. Goes past one player, good one. Anthony Fernandez to Van Bissaka. With Anthony back to Van Bissaka. Takes on a player, cross, but dealt with it. And Van Bissaka, yeah, brilliant footwork, but Crystal Palace win the ball back. United showing a lot of intensity, fighting for the ball. Van Bissaka very active in the first moments against his former club. Here's Anthony Fernandez. Anthony Fernandez, Man United dominating position. Van Bissaka throw in for United. United keeping possession, not allowing Palace to win the ball. Nice exchange of passes between Eriksen, Anthony, and Man Bissaka. Anthony trying to take on a Palace player. United win the ball again. Eriksen, Luke Shaw, Eriksen again. Licha Martinez, Luke Shaw. मार्टिनेज कॉन्फिडेंट लग रहा है बॉल पे ऐसा लग नहीं रहा है कि वो 3-4 मैचेस से खेले नहीं है ही इज he was raring to go just not just match fit नहीं था so as soon as he is match fit Eric Ten Hag started him about Weghorst and it's a throw in for Palace. Eric Ten Hag with a wonderful run winning spree and no one expected him to improve this United squad so well and he's been performing above expectation. Overall, if you see the first two games, how United fared, and then how the comeback was made, and the team started believing in themselves. You've got to give him a lot of credit. Yes, the players have performed to their potential, but you've got to give manager a lot of credit. There a chance for Palace, but cleared there. Fernandez, Ericsson, counter attack for United. Fernandez, Wout Weghorst leaves it for Anthony, but intercepted by Palace player.
Okay.
United keeping
So
possession.
Divya, I'm back, and I'm
Yes,
back, guys.
Prashant.
So yes. So yeah.
मुझे
Feeling
लगा तू स्वेटर
feel,
पहन के आएगा अभी
नहीं नहीं, इतना भी ठंडी नहीं है। मैं वो मनाली में थोड़ी हूँ, मुंबई में ही हूँ। So, okay, yeah. So, Mansayos, I can also just see now that United almost had a chance there, but they have done well to retain the ball. They have kept the possession again, and hopefully they can attack again. So,
Hmm.
yeah. You what were you talking about the manager? I'm sorry, I missed out on that.
No, I was saying, overall, I was talking about how Eric Ten Hag has improved our squad. One thing I wanted to ask Prashant,
Mhm.
and a lot of people might have noticed, Aaron Wan-Bissaka was
Mhm.
expected to leave the club, in January transfer window, either on loan or a full sale.
Yeah.
And Diego Dalot got injured, is not fully fit, and now Aaron Wan-Bissaka started. How well he has improved. The game against Man City was brilliant, and today again he's looking very active in the first few minutes. A player who's for sale, who's supposed to requirement, but his attitude is right, and he is trying to understand Eric Ten Hag's system. You think that United will now consider to keep him, or you think that he will still be sold or loaned out to another club?
It depends, I think Eric Ten Hag himself, I think he seems to be the type of manager who is being fair to every player. He's giving all of them an equal chance, and I think what has worked out for Van Bissaka here is that he was he couldn't have been. I mean, he wasn't sold, right? No one really came up for him with a concrete offer, and at the same time, Diogo Dalo got injured. He got the opportunity to play, and now he's actually making the most of it. So even as a professional, we used to always say this about Pogba, if you remember that, okay, he might leave the club, he might leave the club. That used to be pretty much every transfer window, right? That we would be saying that, and we would always say that if he is actually to leave the club, that means that he has to perform better because
Correct.
to be more attractive to his
Attract
suitors.
buyers. Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
exactly. So, one way or the other, I don't think Van Bissaka has done himself any harm. And if Ten Hag does feel that he can be, he can remain at the club, so be it. I don't think Ten Hag is the type of manager who would have a problem. So, yeah, I don't. I mean, I would be happy to see him remain at the club. He's an English player, and United always has. They've always had English players as a core of the team, right? So I'm not talking about the bias of the English players that is there, like it is towards Harry Kane, but I'm just saying like in general, and that is the principle that I see being followed across Europe. Like Juventus has a core of Italian players. Uh, in Germany, Bayern has a core of German players. PSG are an exception, but even they do have
Rashford with a
a
chance.
bit of a core of
Rashford.
French. So
Yeah,
uh,
sorry.
yeah. So in
Continue.
that sense, yeah. So in that sense, I would be. I mean, they have to be some English players, and if Bissaka being English, I don't mind him staying at the club basically. So yeah, that's my answer. And I can see now that Rashford had this opportunity to score, but he, uh, he did not score. It was cleared by Crystal Palace.
Hold on, Prashant. I'll be back in a minute. Just a minute. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely, absolutely. So, dear viewers, until Divya returns, please uh, feel free to comment on anything about the match. You can comment about Divya's setup, how good it is, how the view from his window is. You can uh, comment anything with regards to my glasses, to my uh, t-shirt, anything as well. And of course, we are more than willing to hear your comments with regards to the match as well. On my screen, I see the camera is right now on the Sandro Martinez, and the win probability at this point stays 41% as per the Premier League predictor. So United are favorites in this particular game. Crystal Palace going forward from the right wing. Their number 7 has put in a cross, but it hasn't cleared by Martinez. Hi, Divya. Welcome back.
I'm back, and yeah. Now here's Fernandez with attack. Nice counter there. and confusion in the box. Crystal Palace clear it. It's been an interesting match. A lot of
Hmm.
chances, a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, I can see that United are, they've started off pretty well. They have
Yep.
like penetrated the box quite a lot, right? So
Yeah, they have.
they're penetrating the opponent half quite a lot. So that's good. That's nice. And I don't think Vigos has got much on the ball just yet. I mean, he has not had much of an opportunity in those terms, but we can see that he is pressing. He is doing exactly what we expected him to do. That he's going forward, he's pressing, and he's penetrating the opponent half. So that in itself, if he is not active throughout the game, the fact that he keeps pressing also adds to the pressure, right, for the
Hmm.
opponent. It
Correct.
pressurizes the opponent. That's good. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, I can now see the cross which was put in by Bruno Fernandes and cleared by Palace. So yeah, good start here. And have you noticed, and has anyone of our viewers also noticed the Crystal Palace jersey? I think, like from
Hmm.
far away, it just looks like another jersey. The
Hmm.
blue and red combo, similar to Barcelona. But if you look at it closely, it's
Hmm.
uh, it's slightly different. It's not exactly just stripes. It's like
No, no, it's
the blue is,
different.
yeah, the blue is actually designed in a way as if it's been painted on. Okay, and Rashford just took a shot on goal, but I think he was offside. So
Hmm.
the ball is in the goalkeeper's hand. Um, yeah, so this particular occasion, he has been given offside. So hopefully, we
Yeah.
won't have to go ahead and go around justifying that, yeah, why this goal was. Fortunately, he hasn't been, and he has also been flagged offside already. So yeah, good
By the
thing
way,
there.
today's Licha Martinez's birthday. So yeah, it's his
Oh,
birthday
good for
today,
him.
and he's playing. Yeah.
All right, let's hope he gets to score maybe to celebrate. So yeah, so the Crystal Palace jersey is quite nice. I
Yeah.
mean, it's been designed quite well, I would say. Uh, yeah, and now all of a sudden, even for me, I'm feeling quite. I'm feeling that maybe I should now buy a United jersey. Of late, I have not been
Hmm.
buying United jerseys because they are all a bit too similar, and again, because of unless the laser ownership is there, I didn't want to buy it. So as I think as soon as the Glazer ownership is gone, as soon as the club is
Hmm.
sold, maybe I will buy next season's jersey.
Same for
That's
me.
the plan.
Yeah, same here. Same here. That's
Yeah,
what I'm going to do as well.
and coming to the sale of the club, uh, I'm sure you would have heard or read or seen that the one of the one of the potential buyers whom we have also been talking about for some time now, uh, the uh, the owner of the INF group, right?
Hmm.
He has actually
Jim
come
Ratcliffe.
out. Jim Ratcliffe has search in Jim Ratcliffe has
Yeah.
come forward and officially stated that he is interested in buying Manchester United, and yeah, that that is at least good. But of course, I mean, a lot of people are saying that is- it's not just going to be him. There are, bigger and far wealthier owners who are going to bid for this particular club. And the Glazers, we know, being Glazers, that they will only go. I mean, we don't really have a vote here as to who gets
Hmm.
to buy the club. I mean, it's just that Glazers will just see. They'll just see which of the deals is most profitable for them. They are
Hmm.
not going to care about the owner being a United fan. I mean, they themselves are. completely clueless about the game, right? So they won't really
Yeah.
care about who the new owner is or where he's from. They'll just see that, okay, where they're getting the money from, and that's it. They're not gonna be so curious into the background check of the owners or anything. So
Hmm.
Jim Ratcliffe is one of the owners who has officially stated his interest, but there will be others.
Hmm. So, Prashant, if you had an option, between Jim Radcliffe or the Middle East owners, who would you choose?
As a club, I would be very honest, and I will say that Middle East owners will obviously be better for United in terms of the big money signing. But United, being United, they don't exactly need money to be pumped into the first squad. They need the new owner, whoever he is, needs to be someone is who at least just knows how to run the club, because the club itself can pay for itself. United is a club which can definitely just pay for itself. So that's not really much of an issue. So it's not like we need money to make signings. If we need, like, if we are cleared of the debt that that the Glazers put on us, we are pretty much good to go. If we need to sign a player for 200 million, we will do it for 200 million. United does have that much revenue, and
Strike by Luke Shaw, wide. Yeah, go on, Prashant. Sorry.
yeah. So United does have that much financial revenue, and
Mm-hmm.
the way they are playing, with the Champions League and everything next season, they will do even better financially.
No, but Prashant,
So mm,
Jim Ratcliffe already has a club in France, OGC Nice, and
yes,
in this just a feeder club, feeder of talents
yeah,
for big clubs. They haven't done all that good. Currently sitting in 10th position,
yeah,
and to be
yeah,
honest, I'm not saying that he's not he won't be a good owner. I think he has money, but he has money to buy the club. The point here is whoever is going to
that we have,
have buy Manchester United, they don't need to have 6 billion. They need to have money for investments in terms of building a new stadium, facilities, training ground, and also investing in transfer market for the players. That'll definitely be needed, but also not just investing in transfer market, but having a new stadium or rebuilding the stadium. It's going to be very important, very crucial that new owners have that kind of money. And I'm sorry, I
yes,
don't think Jim Ratcliffe has that kind of money. Maybe he will make money, and he is not kind of a owner who will, take dividends. And yes, he will look to improve the club. But I think if you want a club to go into the challenge for title season after season, you need these Middle Eastern owners. I
yeah,
really
that's my,
appreciate. Yeah, yeah. Go on, Prashant. Sorry.
yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying as well. So Jim Ratcliffe has, that club has not, and the club which he already has means that is not exactly doing all that great, right?
Hmm.
So that is,
Correct.
that is something which I did see on Sky Sports, that it was being discussed by the Sky Sports panel today, and but even on that particular panel, I saw that initially the Kave and Dharmesh, they were saying that Nice haven't actually done all that well. So it's not that it doesn't seem like Jim Ratcliffe is an owner who pumps in a whole lot of money into the club. Although they have improved, but at the same time, then when the French football expert Julien Laurent came in, and his opinion was that okay, he is still learning on the job with regards to how to run a club. Not all of his decisions have been correct. However, his point was also the same which I made, that United can actually generate a whole lot more if the debt which Glazers had put on them, right? That was just humongous. So
Hmm.
United don't necessarily need a Middle Eastern owner, but if they get one, they are going to, their growth is only going to get accelerated. And
Hmm.
the only thing with Middle Eastern owners is that they they like to come in and just you know do everything by themselves. So if they don't like Eric Ten Hag, they might just sack him. That's my only fear. But that would be the fear with any new ownership that comes
Any
in.
owners.
But
I think, see,
yeah,
you saw Todd Bowley. He's not a Middle Eastern owner. He's an American owner, but yeah, that's what he did.
yeah,
And what I, rather than having another owner, Middle Eastern owners, they just don't sack players. They will, managers, they will get by a whole new, people with management skills. Like there will be change in director of football. The entire structure of football will change. They will hire
yeah,
people who are experts, and those experts will decide whether Eric Ten Hag, will stay as United manager or not. So
yeah,
any football expert, any football director, if you've seen Eric Ten Hag's work from the last 6 months in United, no one is going to sack him. So yeah, I trust. I would rather have, like I said, this Middle Eastern owners than Sir Jim Ratcliffe, or for that matter, the American owners. I've seen reports that American investment is also looking to put some money in this and have the it's a nice cross there. Yeah, and buy the club. So again, that's if you have to compete with the likes of Man City, you need this kind of bonus. You need that kind of money. You need that. Of course, United is a brand, it will generate revenue, but at the same time, you need owners who will buy you the best of players, because you can't just win the Premier League title with three or four best top players and the remaining squad is a mediocre squad. So that's not going to happen. You'll only survive for maybe half a season, then your struggles will cease. So we need that kind of a owner who will invest in the club, not just in terms of buying the club, but also not just in terms of transfer market, but also investing in football stadium, facilities, training ground. All that investment is also required. So that's my entire idea, and that's why I think a Middle Eastern owner is much more important than having Sir Jim Ratcliffe or a UK based owner or American owner. So maybe I can be wrong. Sir Jim Ratcliffe will invest that kind of money, but the past record, if you look at for OGC needs, it's not all that been good.
yeah. So that is one point, and the other point is, and that would be applicable to not just Jim Ratcliffe, but even one of the other Middle Eastern potential owners, which is the Qatar Investment Fund, which are also reportedly interested in buying United. So, with regards to both of these clubs, because both of them have a club which they already own in France, they can purchase Manchester United, but they cannot both be in the Champions League at the same time. So if
Oh,
Qatar buys United, yeah. So if Qatar buys United, or the Qatar Investment Fund buys United, that basically means that they will have to, one way or the other, give up uh, uh, PSG, or yeah, and the same with Jim Ratcliffe. But the only thing with Jim Ratcliffe is that Nice is not a club which is going to qualify for Champions League, at least in the near term.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, and again, if he buys United, that means that he would most probably have to uh, sell off Nice, because he would not be able to invest much into that club. So for
Correct.
Nice fans, that would not be a good news. So there are a lot of factors there. And then again, the other another potential buyer is Dubai-based. I mean,
Hmm.
apparently it is a Dubai-based consortium. I don't exactly know who the owners are, but being from Dubai, being an and both of us being an ex-Emirates employee, yeah, Dubai does have money. It's not like they lack money. They are also pretty good at running a club. I mean, because all Abu Dhabi and Qatar have basically copied the Dubai model in everything, so they should be pretty good at it. But yeah, uh, I mean, I'm not sure how good they will be, because Dubai itself is going through a bit of a downturn. So it will be interesting to see that where the money comes from. And by the way, there have been some Middle Eastern owners who have actually ruined the club. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I know.
Which were, like, for example? who are you looking at? Who are you thinking about?
The Middle Eastern owners, I think, I don't remember the name, but there was, I think, it was back a few years back, not currently. I don't remember. They had invested in a club. It's not a Premier League club, but I don't remember.
It was a La Liga club named Malaga.
Yeah, Malaga. Correct, correct, correct. Malaga.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So they had purchased Malaga. They initially did invest quite well. They invested
Mm,
smartly. They had
mm.
Manuel Pellegrini as their manager.
As a
They
manager,
had
correct.
Isco
Isco was
on
a
their
player. Yeah.
on the squad. Yeah, so they were doing pretty well. But then, of course, I mean, something happened. I mean, I don't exactly know the full story, but something
Mm,
happened with them. They stopped providing money to the club, and in the end, they just, they had a fire sale where Isco and all of their top players were sold off. Manuel Pellegrini was eventually sacked as well, and I
mm.
believe right now they are not even in the Primera Liga. I think they
No,
are.
they're not in the La Liga. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one example. The other, there was one example of it, if I'm not wrong, in uh, uh, in uh, in England. I think it is Hull City or maybe another one of them. But they
Not
had,
aware of us.
yeah, they had they had a Middle Eastern owner. I think it is Hull City. Yes. Uh,
Okay,
so they
okay.
have a Middle Eastern owner, but they have not really, done any favors to the club, like after buying
Mm,
it out. And yeah,
mm,
obviously they aren't even in the Premier League, so you can pretty much say that things
mm.
aren't working out very well for them. So
It's not a Hull City is not a Middle Eastern. So basically, it's an English owner. He's got roots from Egypt. So he's an Egyptian British businessman. Asim Alam.
okay,
Asim Alam
yeah,
is the
yeah, yeah,
chairman of Hull City. Yeah. So he's
yeah,
like he's Egyptian British businessman. So he's from Yorkshire.
yeah. So, but uh, like when if my memory serves me correctly, he is
Hmm.
basically people consider him as a Middle Eastern owner. I mean,
Okay,
although
hold on,
he
hold on,
has,
hold on.
yeah,
There is another change here. So recently, it's been I think hold on. So Hull City has taken over by a Turkish businessman. It seems Akun
yeah,
Ilikali.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
only recently. Yeah, but
Yeah.
basically the other guy was Middle Eastern, and
Hmm.
uh, yeah, he has not really done too many favors to the club. So yeah, it's not. I mean, because the two big owners from the Middle East are already invested. The three
Hmm.
owners now that Newcastle is also owned. We, I mean, I would only hope that whoever the fourth one is also actually as good.
Hmm.
So like Newcastle is owned. So Saudi isn't going to buy Man United.
No.
Qatar already owned PSG. So maybe they, I mean, although they are reportedly interested, I don't know how they would
Right
go
now, I
about
think
it.
out of all the Middle Eastern ones, I think Dubai is looking more and more confident. I mean, one of the most strongly linked Dubai is Dubai investment. So I think that's one of them. Of course, there have been reports of Saudi putting in some money, Qatar as well, but the Dubai link looks much more stronger and makes logical as well. Looks logical as well
Yeah,
because they would like to compete with Qatar and Abu Dhabi, in terms of having a club. And I think Man United is
yeah,
the right club. It's a brand, and more than a club, it's more of a brand. So
yeah,
how, when you look at when you talk about phones, you think of Apple. When you talk about a sports brand, talk about Adi, Nike. When you talk about football club, people who barely know football, and you ask them, football club, which football club, they will not know who the players are for Manchester United, but the first club will name will come Manchester United, Barcelona, these clubs. So that's how that's the kind of brand United is. So anyone would want to invest, but yeah, like I said, the new owner has to be, we have to get this one right. There is
yeah,
because we have suffered for the last 15 years. We don't want to suffer anymore. We've got a fantastic manager. We want the owner to back him properly. Now,
Yeah, exactly. So then again, I mean, that basically brings me back to my other point, which I mentioned that uh, although I believe Rich, Richard Arnold, right? I believe he made a statement
hmm.
that the fans will be involved in the sale of the club. The fans will be considered. That never happened with United. So the Glazers will
यार और
eventually go
तो मैं उसको
whatever
उसको पता नहीं वो
money.
क्यों अपना मुंह खोल रहा है। उसको किसने पूछा
हाँ,
है क्या कि कौन इन्वॉल्व होना चाहिए। जो अपना काम करना तो करता तो
exactly.
है नहीं काम वो फालतू के।
हाँ, वो तो करता है।
हाँ,
हाँ,
उसको तो कुछ
वही।
पूछा नहीं है किसने के फैंस हैव टू बी इन्वॉल्व। तो अपना काम कर भाई। जो तेरा काम है वो करता नहीं फुकट के। यू वेंट टू दैट रिमेम्बर ना समर ट्रांसफर विंडो में ही वेंट टू
हाँ,
दैट बार एंड देन पब
हाँ,
कहाँ पे तो था वो। और फैंस के साथ
उन लोग
उसने
से
जाके
बात किया
बोला।
फैंस के साथ।
हाँ हाँ।
हाँ,
बहुत ही फालतू बात किया
पैसे का
बोलते मैं इन्वॉल्व नहीं है। मैं इन्वॉल्व नहीं हूँ मैं इन्वॉल्व नहीं हूँ। 2 हफ्ते बाद वो बार्सिलोना में दिखाई दिया था वो जॉन मीटो के साथ में बार्सिलोना से बात
समझ।
करते हुए फॉर फ्रैंकी डियोंग।
हाँ,
मतलब फेक झूठ बोलने की लिमिट होती है। लुक शॉ
अरे भाई।
क्रॉस वेगोस्ट। ओह भाई साहब दिस इज व्हाई वेगोस्ट इज व्हाट वी गॉट वेगोस्ट। क्या क्रॉस था यार
अच्छा,
मस्त। अच्छा हेडर
okay,
था।
let me see. Yeah,
तोड़ा।
so on my screen, Luke Shaw still has the ball. Okay, Ericsson does a 1-2, and now Luke Shaw has the ball, and he is looking to cross. Oh, fairly close. Yeah, fairly close. Yes, yes, yes. Okay,
बॉल पे
good.
ज्यादा पेस था तो ही couldn't
Uh,
कंट्रोल इट वेगोस्ट कंट्रोल हेडर
he
कंट्रोल नहीं
couldn't
कर
bring it
पाया।
down. Yeah.
हाँ
Hmm.
तो पेस ज्यादा था। वैन बिसाका नाउ काउंटर अटैकिंग puts in a cross. Marcus Rashford couldn't control it and Palace win the ball.
Okay. On. Okay. All right.
So in for
Yeah.
United,
So
quickly
the
taken.
goal kick basically goes give the ball directly back to United, and
Yeah.
yeah, good counter by United again.
Yes,
So
correct.
yeah, at least we are creating chances. That's good, but this is what we need to break through, right? This it's not like we are uh, be like dominating the proceedings against such a team is not something new. That is something that United have managed to do even under the previous managers and the previous regimes. But this is where it makes all the difference, right? The final third,
Correct.
where United have or have not been able to convert. So fortunately, against City, they did convert both the chances when they did finally get them. So I would be hopeful that even here,
Hmm.
eventually United get through.
Yeah,
So yeah,
absolutely.
uh, I can see that United up. They aren't giving up. They keep pushing forward. Another shot on goal attempted, but it was blocked by Crystal Palace. And now Crystal Palace are looking to counter, which doesn't seem that it's gonna come up
Foul.
too much. Yeah,
Foul हुई।
United have fouled. Yeah, United have fouled Palace,
Luke Shaw.
and yeah,
फ्री किक फॉर
so,
पैलेस। आधा घंटा हो गया प्रशांत। गोल
हाँ,
नहीं आया है। डर लगता है मुझे कभी कभी।
हाँ, वही नहीं, मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ कि भाई देखो, ये तो हमेशा होता है यार। मतलब मिड लोअर साइड रहता ना, वी अटैक अ लॉट, पोजेशन रहेगा, सब रहेगा, बट देन
हम्म।
वी नीड टू स्कोर। तो जब तक स्कोर नहीं करते ना, ये सब टीम से ये नफरत आता है, ऐसे सेट पीस में दे वो लोग मार के चले जाते हैं।
करेक्ट।
तो दैट इज अ वेरी रियल डेंजर. Let's see if United can survive this. So the free kick is taken,
क्लियर
and
क्लियर किया।
yeah, क्लियर किया भाई, एग्जैक्टली तू चिल्लाया नहीं तो मैं समझ गया. But yeah, good clearance. Crystal Palace still have the ball, and yeah, it's been okay. United have won it back finally. Okay, so yeah, United again. They have the ball. तो चलो भाई, फिर से अटैक होगा, एंड अपना फेवरेट वन बिसाका भी इन्वॉल्व है ये टाइम. So ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते जा रहे, हार नहीं मान रहे। uh, और शॉट ऑन गोल एज वेल बाय ब्रूनो फर्नांडिस, जस्ट राइट। ठीक है, चलो, वेरी वेरी पॉजिटिव टू बी ऑनेस्ट। द वे यूनाइटेड आर प्लेइंग, दे आर वेरी पॉजिटिव, they are pushing forward. I mean, it's not like they are on the back foot. It's not like Palace are able to put them under the cosh, right? The
Hmm.
moment they have the ball, you know that they are looking to create something big in business. So that's very nice. I really like the direction and the energy that United have right now. And imagine, this is all because of the midfielders that we have right now. And this is
Correct.
something United have hesitated to sign for so many years now. And this isn't even a like very vast squad, you know. Like, we have a good first 11, but we don't have an in-depth squad, right?
Correct.
With
Correct. Like Man
yeah,
City.
so
Yeah.
as much as City or even Liverpool do. So yeah,
But if you look,
imagine
Prashant,
those things can be
if you
done.
look at
Mm.
Arsenal, Arsenal are literally playing with the same squad week in, week out. You know, उनको अगर उनके players भी injured है तो उनको तकलीफ होगा. Right now
Mm.
they're lucky that Jesus got available at NKPS delivering, but
Yeah,
they are also living on a thin ice. You know, like just like us. And that's why I think Man City
yeah,
still have
yeah,
advantage. पेप तो बोलेगा
yeah.
कि नहीं वी हैव गिवन अ टाइटल इट्स नाउ आर्सेनल टू विन भाई वो उसकी फालतू के माइंड गेम खेलता था टकला but I think they are still a very strong contender and Man City
Mm.
United and Arsenal don't have the squad depth you know like Man City have
Like
to go
Man City
that
do.
deep
Yeah.
and right now in this point in time February March में बहुत ज्यादा गेम्स होते हैं you know यूरोपा लीग FA कप व्हाट नॉट प्रीमियर लीग यू नो हफ्ते में 3 बार तुम खेलोगे प्लेयर आर अबाउट टू
Mm.
गेट इंजर्ड चांसेस है कि होने वाला है so
Mm.
nice defending there Rashford was almost through
Mm.
good
So
defending by Crystal Palace
for United, the main thing in this case at this point, like, would the main
hmm.
linchpin of our side is the midfield, right?
Correct
Ericsson and
midfield
Casemiro. So they are
Eriksen
the two
Casemiro
need
hmm.
to be taken care of. That is something which Ten Hag will have to manage. मतलब इतने सारे मैचेस है, तो इन दोनों को आराम कब देंगे? लीग कप में देंगे,
Correct
यूरोपा लीग में देंगे, या प्रीमियर लीग में देंगे?
आई थिंक एफए
यू
कप
नो
में नहीं
काफी।
खेलेंगे आई थिंक एफए कप डेफिनेटली वो लोग नहीं खेलेंगे कि एफए कप भी अगेन है वो
हाँ,
और चैंपियनशिप स्क्वाड के सामने खेल रहे हैं हम लोग तो वहां नहीं
हाँ,
खेलेंगे आई
नहीं, बट
थिंक
कप है
लीग
ना।
लीग कप में भी दे सकते हैं उनको सेमीफाइनल में भी तो
हाँ,
2 लेग है ना तो दे
हाँ,
सकते हैं हम उनको चांस
हाँ, एग्जैक्टली। तो लीग कप में मे बी ऐसा करेंगे कि मे बी व्हाट टेन हाग विल डू देयर इसके पूरा मैच इन लोग से नहीं खिलाएंगे, स्टार्ट किसी
हम्म
और से कराएगा, और इवेंचुअली दीज गाइस विल कम ऑन अगर जरूरत लगा तो। आई थिंक लीग कप में वो स्ट्रैटेजी रहेगा, और बार्सिलोना के अगेंस्ट तो आई गेस ये फुल स्ट्रेंथ ही जाएगा। लाइक ही इज नॉट
करेक्ट
गोइंग
करेक्ट
टू
फुल
बार्सिलोना को तो हल्के से ले नहीं सकते। और बार्सिलोना भी जावी के अंडर अभी सुपर कप जीता है, तो थोड़ा सा वो उनका भी कॉन्फिडेंस हाई है कमिंग इन दिस गेम। सो
एग्जैक्टली
नॉट टू बी टेकन लाइटली। So yeah, I see that there's supposedly a rough tackle on one of the United players, और yeah, United are trying यार, अभी पता नहीं, like
फ्री किक
what do you think? Are you happy
फ्री
with
किक
the
टू
way
यूनाइटेड
United have played? Oh, they won a
हाँ
free kick.
फाइनल बॉल
Okay.
में मुझे फाइनल बॉल थोड़ा डिसअपॉइंटिंग लग रहा है मुझे यू नो टाइम्स डिसीजन मेकिंग बहुत गंदा 2 बार देखा हमने एक बार फर्नांडिस शॉट लेते हुए एक बार एंटनी शॉट लेते हुए वेदर दे हैड बेटर प्लेयर्स इन बेटर पोजीशन दे कुड हैव पास द बॉल दोनों ने बहुत गंदा डिसीजन लिया सो दैट हैज टू इम्प्रूव लुक फॉर योर प्लेयर्स हु आर इन बेटर पोजीशन पास करो उनको rather than trying to be a hero बस that's all has to improve it's a very good chance to score from a free kick I think Rashford will be
Okay.
the one who will. Yes, yes, that's Rashford. I'm going to
Okay.
take it.
All right. Ericsson and Rashford both standing. अच्छा, हाँ, और
Rashford. Oh, that was close. That was a good
अच्छा,
free
ओके,
kick. ज्यादा कव हो गया बहुत ही अच्छा फ्री किक था
अच्छा।
नहीं
Okay,
अच्छा
so
नहीं था.
basically just
If
so
you look from back,
right
अच्छा
था.
नहीं था. Not a good free kick. It was wide.
अच्छा. ओके. ठीक है, मैं भी देखूं. रैशफोर्ड खड़ा है. ही स्टैंडिंग स्टिल. ओके, ही फाइनली टेक्स इट. हाँ, अच्छा नहीं था. इट्स वेरी वाइड. क्या बोल रहा
No
थे?
wide.
कहाँ ज्यादा कर्व हुआ?
फर्स्ट इंप्रेशन मुझे ऐसा
मतलब
लगा कि क्या हुआ, बट नहीं नहीं,
हम्म,
तो नॉट अ गुड वन.
हाँ. इट वाज वाइड टू बिगिन विथ. कर्व ठीक ठाक हुआ, बट वो एंगल जो, मतलब जिस डायरेक्शन में वो जा रहा था वो डायरेक्शन ही गलत था. अगर
हम्म.
कर्व नहीं भी होता इट वुड स्टिल बी वाइड. इतना, इट वाज सो ऑफ टारगेट. तो या उन लोग को भी वहाँ ठंडी बहुत है. एज यू
बहुत
कैन
ज्यादा
सी.
है.
हाँ.
बहुत ज्यादा है उनको
अ,
ठंडी.
हाँ वही.
Oh, what a
तो
shot! What a chance for Crystal Palace. The great, fantastic save by David there. Odson Edward with a shot and a good save by David there. Always aware. I think it is. You can't call it a good save for David there because I think this is a daily routine for him. I think he can make these saves with his eyes closed. That's how confident he is at
yeah,
times.
yeah, agreed. Yeah, actually a very good save. आई मीन शॉट स्टॉपिंग में तो भाई दहिया का कोई सवाल नहीं है यार.
कोई मैच नहीं है, कोई मैच
देयर
नहीं
इज नो
है,
मैच.
नो मैच.
There have been people who have continuously been questioning his place in the squad, particularly under Ten Hag, because why he can't really play from the back. Trying के अंदर भी यही था कि will he be able to play from the back, or because he does not have very good distribution, ये वो. But भाई देखो, गोलकीपर का मेन काम तो यही है कि भाई सेव करे. तो
Hmm.
देयर इज ऑलवेज अ वे टू डू थिंग्स अराउंड इट. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि चलो वो नॉयर जैसा स्वीपर नहीं बन सकता, बट ठीक ठाक बस थोड़ा बहुत पासिंग कर लेता काफी है यार.
And I think he's
आई मीन
improved a lot under Eric Ten Hag. I can see that he's making that effort. Now
हाँ.
Anthony takes on the Palace player, runs, and finally the Palace player makes a challenge. It's a corner for United. Fantastic
ओके.
run from Anthony there.
ऑलराइट.
Or was
So you can see
Mark
that,
Gui? No, it was actually Richards making that challenge.
okay. Yeah, so it's very
Corner.
interesting to see that how
Hmm.
United are countering again, because the ball is literally in United's half, and Anthony, as I can see, he has literally just run with the ball all the way up to the
Hmm.
Crystal Palace. Also, that is still uh, is good that United are able to counter with such speed, and they are still attacking. This side doesn't feel
Hmm.
that they are playing defensively in any way. इतना मतलब चलो, वो लोग का एक अटैक हो भी गया, उनका चांस आ भी गया, उस पे भी काउंटर में क्या हुआ, दे वेंट बैक एंड अटैक. तो ये
Right.
मेंटालिटी पूरा भी काफी अलग है. सो इट्स गुड टू सी.
Yes, exactly.
ओके, कॉर्नर पे क्या हुआ? ओके, दे हैव स्कोर्ड. राइट.
They haven't.
या दे हैव. वाउट विगॉर्स काफी लंबा चौड़ा है. दैट इज अ गुड थिंग. वो भी एक अच्छी चीज है. तो अपार्ट फ्रॉम द प्रेसिंग, फिजिकल प्रेजेंस भी काफी है.
Hmm.
तो एयर बॉल्स
Six
वगैरह
six.
में काफी.
It's in six
हाँ.
six है वो height में.
हाँ, 6'6" है. वही वही एग्जैक्टली. Zlatan जितना लंबा है बेसिकली. राइट. Zlatan is 6'6", 6'7". आई थिंक
Not
सिक्स
sure.
सिक्स है ना Zlatan का. हाँ. तो Zlatan
Bruno
जितना लंबा है.
Fernandes and a goal.
चलो, वेरी नाइस. ठीक है, चलो मैं भी देख लेता हूँ. मेरे वाली टीम पे तो अभी भी यूनाइटेड आर
नहीं,
पासिंग. एरिक
फैंटास्टिक
टेन हाग.
फैंटास्टिक गोल. बहुत ही
ओके.
रैशफोर्ड का अवेयरनेस बहुत ही फैंटास्टिक था टू गिव इट इमीडिएटली बैक टू एरिक्सन, एंड एरिक्सन विद दैट लो क्रॉस. फर्नांडिस
ओके, या
ऑलवेज देयर.
ब्यूटीफुल.
अच्छे से
यस यस
कंट्रोल
यस.
किया फर्नांडिस ने, पूरा टाइम लिया अपना, एंड ही
हाँ.
स्कोर्ड.
ब्यूटीफुल फिनिश. यस.
या
वेरी नाइस फिनिश. अ गुड टीम गोल and well
एग्जैक्टली. सो
deserved
इफ
by
यू लुक
United.
एट इफ यू लुक एट द replay, Rashford could have easily, when Ericsson passed the ball. He could have easily ran with the ball, but he immediately gave it to Ericsson, who had made a beautiful run, and then that fantastic cross, low cross, and Fernandez had all the time in the world to control it and then put it.
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant goal, brilliant team goal, like you said. Absolutely,
Exactly.
fantastic team goal. एंड भाई चलो स्कोर कर लिया हमने. ये तो भाई साहब डर लग रहा था यार, कुछ भी हो सकता है कभी कभी.
हाँ वो है, बट यही चीज है ना, फिलहाल तो ये यूनाइटेड पे इतना भरोसा है कि भाई हाँ, दे विल
क्या है ना
इवेंचुअली
कि
स्कोर।
साले साले स्कोर करेंगे ना ये, कि पीछे वॉल बना के बैठ जाएंगे.
अब नहीं करते ऐसा, ये अभी टेन हाग के अंदर ऐसा नहीं करेंगे।
नहीं, हम नहीं, सामने वाली टीम की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं.
अच्छा हाँ, ओके। नहीं
इसीलिए
बट
वो मुझे
अभी
डर
ठीक है,
लगता है.
भले
हम्म.
अभी भले ही वो लोग नाउ दे कांट एक्चुअली पास द बस ना, मतलब चलो ये हाफ में वो लोग।
Now they can't. No, no. I'm saying
हाँ
that's what I was scared about, कि हम गोल नहीं
हाँ
मारेंगे. उन्होंने
हाँ,
अगेंस्ट the run
एक
of play
फर्स्ट
गोल
हाफ में।
मार दिया काउंटर में, और then
हाँ
they will sit back, तो will
हाँ,
make things
पास
more
द बस।
difficult. तो बस वही.
या आई नो। नहीं, एज आई सेड, ये सब चेंजेस यूनाइटेड में अभी दिख रहे हैं अंडर टेन हाग, सो दिस इज वेरी रेमिनिसेंट ऑफ द फर्गी डेज, कि मतलब वी वुड जस्ट टेक फॉर ग्रांटेड कि भाई हाँ, क्रिस्टल पैलेस जैसा साइड है, हाँ यार देख लेंगे, बट इवेंचुअली एट द बैक ऑफ योर माइंड कि हाँ भाई जीतना ही है एंड में। सो दैट्स
Correct,
वेरी गुड,
correct.
मतलब काफी टाइम बाद वी आर ऑन सच स्ट्रीक। एंड हाँ, लेट्स सी व्हाट द सेकंड हाफ brings for us।
बड़ा 3 पॉइंट है, 3 पॉइंट मिल गया तो
हम्म,
then इसके बाद हमारे प्रीमियर लीग गेम सब कंपैरेटिवली इतने डिफिकल्ट नहीं है, until we go into the first week of March against
हम्म,
Liverpool. तब तक
हम्म,
सारे गेम्स विनेबल है, आर्सेनल के गेम के बाद. So after Arsenal, we have a lot of winnable Premier League games. फटाक चेक कर लेता हूँ मैं. फिक्चर्स है हमारा. वी गॉट
हम्म,
पैलेस द करंट गेम एंड देन आर्सेनल. उसके बाद हमारा कप गेम्स है, 3 कप गेम्स है ऑन द ट्रॉट. नॉटिंघम फॉरेस्ट फर्स्ट लेग है ऑफ Carabao Cup, EFL Cup. Then it's against Reading at Old Trafford, FA Cup, and then we've got the Nottingham Forest का second leg. उसके बाद
हम्म,
we play Crystal Palace again at Old Trafford, Premier League game में. So we play Crystal Palace on first week of February, then the Leeds United game, और हाँ तो उसके बाद लेस्टर सिटी. So the next 3 games are our next 4 games: Arsenal, Palace, Leeds, and Leicester. So if you win the Arsenal game, somehow manage to get 3 points against Arsenal game, we can easily beat Palace at home. We can beat Leeds United, and we can definitely beat Leicester at home. तो अच्छा अपॉर्चुनिटी है. उसके बाद है directly, I think we are playing, yeah, then we're playing Brentford at Old Trafford, and then Liverpool on the first week of March. So yeah, अच्छा
ओके,
fixtures है. Hmm, we can definitely go on top, and between these fixtures, Arsenal and Man City will play each other.
ओके, ऑलराइट। या दे विल, एंड I mean, I don't know if you're talking with regard to the title run in, but
Yeah,
देखो,
absolutely.
if United just manage, see at this point I'm not going to consider the title run in.
Yes, yes, yeah, no, I'm
I
not
am,
considering. Hmm.
yeah. So if United just get a decent streak during these matches, during this run of matches, that is all I want. So मतलब भाई, चलो टाइटल तो दूर की बात है, बट कम से कम टॉप फोर में कंसोलिडेट
टॉप
कर
फोर
देना
का
अपने
प्लेस
पोजीशन
सीमेंट
के
कर दो,
हिसाब
हाँ, सीमेंट कर दो
से।
प्लेस टॉप 4 में.
सही बात।
मतलब वो प्लेस
वो
जानी
एक
नहीं
बार
चाहिए.
हो
सो
जाए, हाँ, बस
हाँ, करेक्ट. करेक्ट.
उसके
तो
बाद
हमारा
मतलब
पॉइंट
ठीक
का
है।
डिफरेंस जो है ना, स्पर्स हमारे जो चैलेंजर स्पर्स है, फिर
हाँ
लिवरपूल है, चेल्सी है, उनसे हम आगे चले गए ना काफी. देन इट बिकम्स
हाँ,
डिफिकल्ट, ऑलमोस्ट इम्पॉसिबल फॉर देम टू कैच. फिर ठीक है, मुझे भी वही चाहिए,
राइट,
टॉप 4 आराम से मारे
हाँ
हम. देन नेक्स्ट सीजन
हाँ,
वी
तो
हैव विद द न्यू ओनर्स, विद द न्यू प्लेयर्स, सेट ऑफ प्लेयर्स, हम फिर टाइटल के लिए जाए. हाफ टाइम हो चुका है बाय द वे. या
एग्जैक्टली। तो या हाफ टाइम हो चुका है यहाँ मेरे टीम से भी ऑलमोस्ट। तो या गुड फर्स्ट हाफ टू यूनाइटेड, वेल डिजर्व्ड लीड। They were the better side, no doubt. Uh,
हम्म.
in the first half, this they had they had more attack, they had more penetration into the opponent's half, even into the penalty box. So yeah, no problem there. So yes, let's see what the second half brings for us. For and For the moment, I mean, this is it for today. From my end, I will be leaving the podcast for now,
Oh,
but I'll
okay.
see all of my viewers. Yeah, I'll be seeing all of my viewers uh, probably during the next watch along or during one of our midweek shows. So that's it from
Okay,
my end.
Prashant.
So yeah, Divya, I'll see you soon as well. Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Yeah, Prashant. Thank you, Prashant, for joining. Yeah, bye.
Bye.
So Prashant is done, and scoreline is 1-0 at halftime. Oh. So guys, Prashant is gone, so I'll also leave for now. And since it's late night, and I'll be doing the watch along next week. Two watch alongs: Liverpool, Chelsea, and United, Arsenal. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you on this Saturday for the Liverpool Chelsea game. Uh, Good night and bye.